missing a knife. I didn't mean to start the live feed while I had my back turned. So let's see if anybody shows up. Oh, let me check. Let me check real quick and see. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes this is weird. I want to see. I was having a hard time getting a live feed started, so if there's a couple people here, at least comment, let me know that it's actually working. Because sometimes it won't let people in. Oh, hey, okay, cool. Neves, I still have not forgotten. I want to get that package off to you maybe this week, but I want to find a way to do it. Like, especially, I'm sending you a couple knives that not just monetarily are valuable, it's the sentimental value of a couple of those knives that are coming. So, guess what you guys get to see on Tuesday? So you guys got the, I forget what video I put up. Amos, how are you, sir? I forget what video I put up live yesterday. I forget what video went up yesterday. Morning, Jared. But Tuesday, the video that's going to go up, Mark and Mattia, so that you guys that are members have already seen it. Mark and Mattia agreed that they liked the video that I shot. They were fine with it, so I'm releasing the video to you guys. To the general subscribers, to everyone that's not a paying member, it comes out on Tuesday. Spirited Blades. I wanted to try and get it on Thursday Night Knives last night, but I had an HOA meeting that started at 6:30 and ended at 9:30 p.m. We actually did not finish. We had the general session with we had the general session with all the homeowners, and then there's with the board, there's what's called an executive session, where you talk about things that are yeah, I just started. Everybody's still in bed. It was enlightening. It's the first board meeting. It was enlightening to me how poorly things had been done previously. We have a new board president, new vice president, which is me. We actually hold the board majority, and I want to get things changed. And I'm just amazed at like delinquencies and things that haven't been getting done, and lack of leadership, lack of management, lack of supervision. It's ridiculous. I did, guys. I watched the video of me at Mark at Beg Knives. Nico and I were talking about it. We both, like, when you see it, we both, like, I don't know if you could see much of Nico. Nico was like, dude, we look so fat, like way fatter than we really are in that video. And I was like, well, don't forget, we drove up and ate garbage all the way up, and we were like fucking all bloated and shit. And I felt like crap for about a week after we came back, because the only thing we ate was like Burger King, McDonald's, truck stop, fucking pre-prepared stuff. And by the time we got back, I felt like crap. It took like a week. My gut suffered. I told him, I was like, next time we're gonna just take a cooler full of our own food. We'll just make our own food and take it up. If we do another long road trip, I can't eat like that. I realize now I can't eat like that anymore. I literally felt like crap for like a week. So Nico and I, Thursday night, because we left Friday morning for that trip, Thursday night we ate at Rallies, which if you're on the East Coast, that's Checkers and Rallies. And then we ate garbage all the way up. That's starting the next morning. He said so too when we got back. He's like, I need actual food. He said, I need actual food. I do not want another burger, French fry, Kipper beef snack, teriyaki beef steak, and none of that. So I've got some stuff that I wanted to give you guys a preview of what you're gonna see. I only got to shoot the intro yesterday. I got so busy with I was reviewing the HOA packet on what we were doing at the board. I'm gonna do a video about this, hopefully today. I started the intro, I'm probably just gonna reshoot it. I'll do a video about this. I'm going to revisit this, which is this is my EWC in micarta, because the one I got in from a subscriber and did the actual video, it was the carbon fiber one, and that was a Gen 1. This is a Gen 2, and there's just not much in the way of differences, but I really, really like this knife, and now that I own one and carry it a good bit, I was gonna do a whole nother video about that. As a matter of fact, that stays in my pocket a lot with the Rhea. Which, guys, I'm not joking, like, I have to put it in my case. I have to put it in my case, or I'll carry it all the time and I won't review anything else, because I really, really like that knife. Elliot's got a slip joint, like a flippy like this, that he designed as well, that I've seen prototypes on. He's doing something similar, really dissimilar in blade shape, but he's been working on that. That's a project, that's something he's been working on for a long time, before these ever even came out. He's just working on it. I have seen that in progress, and I think it's going to be fun. I like it because this is a handy little knife, super, super light. I don't have to fumble with it. This is a knife that does have a fidgetability factor, which for me usually is not a thing. I'm usually not a fidget with knives kind of guy. I like the action and stuff on it, but this is super, super light. Like, even in a pair of like track pants, you can't even tell it's there. So this gets used a lot. This is like a little medium to light use knife that lays around the house. So yeah, what's everybody doing? Oh, we got that out of the way. Oh, there's some other stuff that's coming. I have some unique niche items that I'm going to review, and I'll give you another preview. Nico brought me down some stuff, and I haven't even shot the video on it yet. I'm sure he wants his fucking knife back. Is this it? No. It's this one. Skiff. We'll take a quick look at it. I'm gonna work out here in a little bit. I've got some sharpening to do. Some of Nico's stuff is getting sharpened today. Now I'm gonna be in the shop tomorrow. I'm going to start handles on this. I found some belts here, so I don't have to necessarily order belts right now. I'm gonna start handles on this tomorrow at the shop. So handle material came in, but so yeah, we're gonna do. God, that thing is so smooth. That is like ridiculously smooth. I like the pivot colors. So that's Nico's Skiff with polish and satin, two-tone. I'm not carrying. I had it in my pocket once, and I was like, ooh, that pocket clip's long. I was afraid to carry it because I was like, ooh, that's a long pocket clip. That's a lot of area for it to get caught on and wanged out. I was like, I do not want to fuck up Nico's brand new custom knife. His brand new custom Skiff. This thing's sweet, dude. Like the polish, like a lot of times there's parts that get missed. This is like polished and softened here. Hang on a second, let me turn this around. Like the way that's softened and contoured and crowned, and it's got fingerprints on it now because I've been touching it, but super polished, the whole thing. So that's gonna be a fun video. I'm I'm really still trying to. I talked with Nick Shabazz about this. It's like, how do you like it? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't been able to come to an actual decision. Like it's, I don't think it's something I would carry. But it's okay. Let me equate it to this. So, how many of you guys own multiple firearms? And if you've been at the range with one gun, say you're 1911, and you got it in hand, and then the next time you shoot, you take, say, like a SIG 228 or a 229, or in my case, a SIG 2022. It feels different in hand, and you're like, oh, I don't like this gun anymore. And then you shoot it for a while, and you're like, oh, I get used to it. And then you come back, and your other handguns, knives are the same. If you have gotten, like I said, I have been carrying this a lot, and using it a lot. And these have been the two primary because I'm testing the steel some more. I'm really happy with it because I have cut down every piece. There's a whole pile of cardboard out there I'm going to cut up. This has not been sharpened. There's a ton of cardboard that I've cut with this, like 2 5-gallon buckets. And the only thing I've done is strop it, and it comes right back. And I'm not kidding when I say I strop it and it comes right back up. It is, yeah, it's hair popping. And it's cut. I've cut more cardboard with this in the last week than I've cut in a long time. So you get used to the way a knife feels, and then when you hold this, so I've gotta like mess around with it enough to get the feel and not have it, oh, that feels weird in hand. Same with this. This not so much. This has a really similar handle feel to my Ferrum Forge Stinger. Yeah, after a while, the thing is, I can't carry this, so like I'd have to like carry it just here at the house. But even now, just having picked it up, and I was like, oh, that felt weird. But then back to it, I think what does it is the pocket clip's so long, and it's not necessarily a hot spot. It just feels unusual that the pocket clip is like way up here, like it's in hand, like the end of that pocket clip is clear up here. So since I'm not going to do any heavy cutting with it, I can't tell you whether that would become annoying. I think it might, but he had another knife. He had a Snex design from Wii, and especially with me, Neves, you guys have heard it. That's one of the big points. Like some people get so upset with me. Like I'll say a knife is a no-go just simply because I don't like a pocket clip. But like I've said in a lot of, I'm not like a knife collector, knife fidgeter. I look at a knife just like I look at a handgun, just like I look at a tool. It serves a purpose. It fits a specific purpose, and if it doesn't feel comfortable in that purpose, then I'm not going to buy it. I do have a knife. I'm gonna show you. It's in my case. I believe it's in my case. I showed this knife on. I'm not a fan of this pocket clip, but I like this knife enough that I can overlook it because it's not super horrible. This I'm doing a video about because this is one of Elliot's new prototypes. Now he's releasing this knife, or if he hasn't already released this knife, this is the Stinger. And I love this little knife. So, yep, the Stinger. I do believe he already released it. I think he said that this week was going to be the release for these. So I will do a video about this. These are great. So you guys know how much I love the Stingers in SM100 and stuff like that. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to it. This is really nice. I really like this. And I've gotten a thing. I kind of like the tan G10. So yeah, this I'm doing a video about, and I've carried this enough times now to tell you that, like, yeah, the pocket clip was kind of a no-go for me at first, but now it's so much better. There's a couple little things that just feel weird, but like I said, this is a prototype, so I'm pretty sure you won't see that in the actual knives themselves. So I need to take this apart and make sure that this is put together tightly and everything before I do a video about it. I don't want it to, I've gotten there's a screw back here in a backspacer solution. You can hear the, is it marked? I don't think it's marked on the protos. I think if they've already released them, they're on their website. But Did I have some time with his custom? Yeah, I sharpened it. I don't remember what the steel is on these. I'm gonna look, like I said, I'm gonna look that up before I ever do the video. I don't think it's marked on this one because this blade has been refinished. Because this is one of the prototypes that they were messing around with. So I'm keeping that one too. Elliot already knows. I told him I'm keeping it. I really like it. All right, man. I think, yeah, you can. Just kidding. I already knew. Yes, you absolutely can use that fuller as a finger flick. It flicks real easily. And it's double fullered, and it's a liner. I need to take it apart though because there's a screw that's come loose in here. That's the only issue that I see with it right now. So debating if I want a second cup of coffee before I work out. These we're looking at September. I know somebody said something about that. So this. Well, like that. Yeah, it's like, gets strong thumbs. Most of my knives I can open like that if I want to get cut. Most of my knives will do it if I want to get cut because it'll slip. I still have to do a video about this. My new Heretic that came in. This is mine. This was a gift. So this isn't going anywhere. It's not like this is going to wind up being a giveaway and it's not going home. I love the H-clips that TJ puts on his knives. So this is my Heretic Martyr. And my Olamic, which was also a gift from Alex. So, and then I have two of Alex's knives here. I have a Southern Grind and a Boker that I like both of. Oh yeah, well look at those too. Let's go do that then. So you guys can kind of have a preview of what's coming up. I set his case right here. I believe this is, yes. So this is the stuff that Alex sent me for review, for sharpening. They're sharp. Alex does a fairly decent job with sharpening. Could be better. I'm just kidding. So there's I think this is the Bad Monkey Southern Grind. It's a big knife. I gotta get with Alex and find out exactly what one it is. It has an Emerson Wave feature on this Southern Grind. It's kind of a neat shape actually. It looks weird, but then it's pretty comfortable. And I like the blade. It would actually be better without the Emerson Wave, I believe. I would, if it was mine, I would grind that off and round that over and just get rid of it. But I'm not a fan of the actual wave features. And then a Boker. This is a Burnley design. I don't remember what one this one is either. The pocket clip is weird. That's one of the things. But this Boker Burnley design that he sent me is also going to be something that we look at. So I got to do those. I got to do Nico's knives first, and then Alex's knives, and then finish Matt's knives because I have 4 of Matt's knives here still too for review. I got a lot of stuff here for review. I just haven't. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I haven't had the time or the energy. When I had time yesterday, but I turned that time into I promised my wife I would do something. I was gonna shoot videos yesterday morning, and instead I went, so that my wife didn't have to, I went shopping. My wife has been running all over San Diego and the associated outlying areas to get my daughter to ice rinks. And I was like, you know what, just make a list. And so I turned time that I should be shooting videos into time to do something for my wife because she looks exhausted. She does. That kid's skating schedule just keeps her humping. And I told her I'd do it, but the fact is, like, She knows how to get the kid to warm up. She knows what exercises the kid needs to do to warm up. She knows, especially if it's not like a lesson with the coach, she knows what the kid is supposed to be doing on the ice because she's the one that goes all the time. I don't, happy-ish. We don't ever go with happy with my wife. She's been married to me for 19 years. How happy could she fucking be? Guys, the giveaway of the Micro Fortis is probably going to be the biggest giveaway we've ever done. And I wanted to mention something because somebody asked me, I got a message from somebody, email actually, and it was, hey, is this open for outside the US? And I realized I didn't say it in a video. If you read the description, it says it's for US only. Reason being, this is considered a flipper. I can't send it to Canada. I can't send it to Europe. I can't send it to, and it has a chain, so it technically would be considered a neck knife for a lot of Europe. Most places I can't send this to. So this is US only. I apologize. We'll get that figured out. I didn't say it in the video, but most of my giveaways are for US based customers only. There's times like if I know I've got a couple of members that are out of the country, this would be something I would find a way if they were willing to pay shipping. Micro. I haven't seen this yet. This? I'm doing a giveaway. Go find the Micro Fortis giveaway. And I'm giving one of these away, and it's just tiny. It's just a tidy Fortis. Akin to the Reich Hummingbird. Actually, this is better than the Hummingbird because I have a Hummingbird. The Hummingbird is not... I think this is way better than the Hummingbird because like I can get this in my hand and actually use it. I posted the video review of it, but I also did the day before, I did a giveaway announcement. So I can't send it to Europe because it's a flipper and I can't. So this is for US based only. I don't know how the Ferrum Forge boys are going to do it. I can't afford to ship it. I mean, it might make some exceptions. There's some countries that say like, I can't send this to Canada because the only way for me to send it to Canada would be to take it apart. And if you've ever taken apart a micro knife, that's not what these were made for. It's just, look at how small it is. The internal parts are so tiny. I had some people like, oh, that's stupid. Why would he do that? Like, I mean, they've sold a ton of these already. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Now that have messed with it a bunch, since it's not gonna be mine, and I'm like, okay, I don't care if it. I'm kidding. Now that I've messed with it a bunch, it's actually, you could use this. This could be a useful little, box opener, something like that. I know, that's what I was saying. I just didn't see it at first, but it is really cool. And it's a solid knife. It's built well, and it's a Nitro V with titanium. But these are, if you want to buy one, these are available on the website, ferrumforge.com. That's where they've got them. I know that they had boxes and boxes, which one ox, many oxen, one box, many boxen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, see, Zach, you're not like me. I don't own two of any knife. I just don't see the purpose in owning two of it. I had two of one knife for a little while, and that's only because one of them was for Nico. I had two of these at the house. Yeah, I mean, that's probably that's actually better. I think it's better than the Reich Hummingbird, and not that it's better constructed. It's not. I mean, the Reich Hummingbird's really well built. I'm not saying it's not a matter of quality QA or anything like that. It's the design. The Hummingbird has got a really weird. I sharpened. I'm not sharpening those. I mean, I will, but you're like ever. I already had a couple people ask me about sharpening. This was like, so it's like really cheap, right? I'm like, no. If anything, it's gonna be more because they're a pain in the ass. Smaller, not doing something really small is not any easier. I was like, dude, yeah, you want to pay $25 for me to sharpen a novelty for you? I will, but it's not like you get a discount because it's a smaller knife. It's still the process is still the same. The wear on my stones is the same. The amount of time it takes actually is more because it's really hard to sharpen one of those. That would be something that would be good in a fixtured system. Unfortunately, I don't have a fixtured system anymore. I got rid of it. I gave it to someone. Yeah, I mean, it's such a pain. I have not decided. I did sharpness for Matthew. I have not decided yet. Like I've had this knife in hand a bunch of times. I hang out with Matt all the time, and every time I pick up this Custom Knife Factory, I'm like, I don't know. And I've carried it, and I still don't know if I like this or not. The blade shape is way too it's way too upswept for me. I have a real hard time cutting with it because it's just, and part of it's that this has spoiled me when you're cutting with it. When you're cutting with one of these, it's you cut all the way to the end. With something like this, when you're cutting, like you cut and then once it hits here, it slides off. And so I haven't really still decided whether I like this or not. I'm like that with food sometimes. I lived in Japan for 13 years. I had a Japanese friend named Shinichi Nanoi, and we called him Shin. And because that was his nickname, Shin. And so we would go out, and he'd take me out to eat. I'd hang out at his place, and I would help around his mechanic shop, and I'd do stuff and do him favors and help him out around the shop. And then he like at the end of the day, after helping him out, I would drive cars. He had a car shop, and I would drive cars and deliver them and stuff like that, and then get a ride back from him. And I would go to the auction with him, and I'd drive cars back from the auction so he could, pick up an extra car and sell it and have the other one shipped. But at any rate, what I was saying was we would go out and eat, and there was things that like he'd just order all the food, and I would eat things, and he goes, "Oh, it's that one." He's like, "You like that, right?" And I was like, "I still haven't decided." And there was a couple times that like a couple years later, he's like, "Oh, I got this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I finally decided I don't like that." He's like, "You eat it all the time." I was like, "Yeah, I kept trying it. And now I'm pretty sure I don't like that." And then he would get me shit faced, drunk on like a Tuesday night, and I have to go to work the next morning, super hungover. But oh hey, there's rice on the counter, guys. I'm so sore. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did arms. I did arms on Wednesday. Yeah, I did a bicep. I did arms and back, bicep and back on Wednesday, and I did so hard I threw up at the halfway point. I was like, "Oh no!" And then couldn't do anything. Like my arms just didn't want to work for like the next 3 hours. I was like, I can't lift my arms. I didn't even want to walk up. I didn't even want to go upstairs and take a shower. I am so sore. I am so sore. I want a second cup of coffee. I don't want to be like nauseous doing a leg workout. That sucks. Because I got to go do legs. Today's leg day. I don't know. Drinking too much caffeine before a leg workout can be challenging to finish it without getting nauseous. Anybody get anything new? How many people were able to get? Were any of you guys able to get one of the Protos when they went up for sale? Because they had these available and they sold out quick. They had some prototypes available. I'm not sure exactly how many there were. I think there might have been 3 in each color. You snagged a green one? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I bought a tan one as a gift for a really good family friend who helped out my father and helped out my mother while my father was so sick and I just couldn't be there. He's getting one as a gift, as a thank you. I ordered one. I've got this one. The green one is with Bobby DeMarco at the Knife Junkie podcast, as is my green sea snake, or stonefish, I mean. So he has the stonefish and the sea snake both in right now for review. So I know that I think they had 3 of each color available, and they sold them like that. I literally, there was only one color left when I went on, and I went on 2 minutes. Morning, Alex. So there were these were only up. They sold out really quick because I was able to snag a tan one, and then my buddy asked me, he's like, "Can you go get another one? I'll pay you just since you're doing it." And I was like, "Huh." And I went back 2 minutes later, and they were gone. So that's hopefully a good sign. No, this is prototype, and I've been carrying it. I love the new steel. I'm actually going to try and do a video about it. I was just talking about it. This knife hasn't been sharpened in a week and a half or so, and I've got carbon. As a matter of fact, I have a stack of cardboard that I have put out here because I'm going to cut that up today. So what I've been doing is all the cardboard, every bit of cardboard from going shopping. I stole fucking some 6-pack boxes from my neighbor, from his recycling box yesterday at trash day. I cut those up. So I'm doing is I'm cutting up as much as I want to see how long this will still go just with a strop. So this has been stropped and not sharpened, and I've cut 2 5-gallon buckets full of cardboard up and dumped them in my recycling bin. I have not sharpened it, and every time I strop it, it comes right back up. Like it's still like, yeah, it's still hair popping sharp, and all I'm doing is stropping it. So, and it's not like you got to do it often. I'm gonna do a video about it. I want to have done. I mean, I did a lot of cut testing with this as well. This isn't the same steel. I really love the steel. I talked about it in the review video of this. Now this, I've just been doing strictly on a ceramic rod. I'm testing to see how that works. So I've been doing a lot of heavy cutting with this. Wood, leather. I cut some heavy vinyl. I cut fiberglass. I was cutting into a piece of carbon fiber. And yeah, it did dull. And yeah, I did get a little bit of chipping. But that 3000 grit ceramic rod brought it right back up. So I'm just doing some things. I just want to see from a sharpening perspective. I'm afraid actually that knives in this steel will ruin my sharpening business because they strop. It strops so easily and things like that. It's just, my buddy Bill was flipping this left-handed. My buddy Matt is left-handed, and he's gotten to a point where he's like, you know what? I've gotten to where I don't like left-handed knives. He's like, he'll use a left-handed knife, a right-handed knife left-handed. I can't do it. Like him and Bill can do it. They'll use their finger and flick out a knife and use it, and then for them, they're like, it's so much easier to close because he's like, I just reach across, pop it, and then pull my finger out of the way. And I was like, okay. Matt carries a lot of right-handed knives. There's a lot of, I mean, here's the thing, like people flip out about, oh, they don't make a right-handed or a left-handed version. I was like, they don't make a lot of left-handed versions of anything. Remember when I used to make left-handed scissors, left-handed pencil sharpeners? There's only one company still that makes left-handed chainsaws. And I mean, I think Husky might still make a left-handed chainsaw, but yeah, there's such a thing as a left-handed chainsaw. At one point we had all those things, but then companies realized, we're spending a lot of money to do both. and there's only like 10% of the population that we're making this for. And so they realized that that was just a cost that it might have upset a bunch of people, but it's just a cost that wasn't worth doing. The Farm Forge boys did left-handed knives for a long time, and it always was a problem because they would have to do the entire run, and always the left-handed guys were like, oh, where's my knife? Where's my knife? Where's my knife? And people would flip out because they just always forget. Like the guys would tell you every time they do a run, left-handed knives get done last. They get done last because everything's reversed. So that means that the way they grind the lock face, the way they do the way they do the entire tool, everything is reversed. And so you can't, if you get them mixed up, then you screw up a knife. So I don't think the boys are going to do left-handed options on anything anymore. It's an extra cost, and there just isn't that many left-handed people. You know what I mean? So I can see why left-handed people would want a left-handed option, but the fact is, like, it's just not, and like financially, it's just not. I mean, even adding a left-handed clip option sounds simple, but to do it, it can be, it's extra tooling, it's extra cost, and things like that. Oh, excuse me. So I like a left-handed knife mainly because a lot of times pocket clip's reversed. And then the pocket clip does not dig into my hand. There's a lot of knives that if the pocket clip is a no-go and it's an ambidextrous clip, if I put the clip on the other side of the knife and I just carry it backwards in my pocket, a lot of times that's way more comfortable because then the pocket clip sits in this area as opposed to in here. Knife Center did a video with the knife manufacturer this week, filmed. So, all right, guys, I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. It's 8 o'clock. I want to get some stuff done, and I've got magazines to load because I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. A lot of cities, cops are just telling people, like, we can't help you. And I don't want to be left out in the wind. So I'm loading magazines and cleaning guns and sharpening knives. So we're not gonna talk about politics or anything like that. This channel is Sweden. It's neutral. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I really like this blade shape. So polishing freedom seeds. Yeah, bingo. 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 They are democracy pellets. Yeah, expect to see a video. Well, if you remember, expect to see a video about this maybe today. It just depends on how much time I have for editing and everything. I've got a bunch of stuff I would like to do. So I could take my computer. To the shop tomorrow while I'm working on handles, but the fact is, if I'm doing editing there, I won't get any knife work done. So I got to ship this out today. So you guys remember this knife, right? You guys remember this knife? This was the Niche Designs. I refinished the blade, and I don't think you're ever going to be able to see it, but I did a really unique anodizing. Let's turn this. So that's not just, can you see the blue? So it looks regular, but then there's blue. So it's not an easy finish to accomplish. I'm not even going to try and tell you how I do it, but it involves a 2-stage anodizing, and you would think the blue goes first, but you'd think wrong. And then I did the so it's almost holographic, especially on any of the high points. You can really see the blue. So that's a really, really, really time-consuming finish to do on one of these knives. I think it came out great. Only thing I wished, that's steel, and the screw heads did not want to take color, or the screw faces didn't want to take any color, so they came out a little different. But yeah, pivot, hardware, all blue, and then that like you could kind of see it where it's blue-ish, just a flash of blue. I gotta send that to Nick today. I gotta get that out up to LA to him. So that's, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the most expensive finish I do because, well, you have to do, so you have to do a blast and superfine tumble and then ano it at a specific voltage where it goes back to gray, but it still has the oxide layer, and then you have to tumble it again. So that's probably total of like 10 or 12 hours, 14 hours of tumble for that finish to get it to take that. That was a day where I got to the shop at like 7:30 in the morning and did not leave until like I think that was the night I was there till like midnight or so. And basically I was just babysitting a tumbler. And you got to check it every once in a while to see, like, do I think it's tumbled long enough? But the thing is, if you ano, you won't be able to tell. So then you'd be screwed and have to do over. No talent, ass clown. So Elliot named it NTAC. He had made the Fortis, or not the Fortis, I'm sorry. He had made, oh, it's here. He had made the Mordax. He'd made the Mordax, and then he made the NTAC. Well, the NTAC didn't have names. Somebody saw it, and he goes, oh, dude, it's just a smaller version of this. He's just copying his design. It's just a smaller version of this. And they said he's just a no-talent hacker. And they said somebody said no talent ass clown. And Elliot looked at him and he goes, huh, I did make a smaller version. Well, maybe I am just a no talent ass clown, and named it as such. No talent ass clown. Yeah. Elliot's creative when it comes to names. He talks about it in a video where he talks about how this got the name NTAC. And there's no hyphen. It's NTAC. And that's going in my pocket. I haven't had my go into NTAC withdrawals. I got that thing out of the case. I'm like, yep, that's going in my pocket. You can tell, like, when you go through your case and you pick something up, and you're like, yep, that's what I'm carrying today. That's going to be in my pocket. It's going to make it hard to review other stuff. That's why I try to hide this from myself. I am so sore. I am so sore all out through here. Just everywhere. Just my everything hurts. Let's see. Yeah, guys, that's about it. What do I call it? Ano finish? I mean, I would call it a holographic. Well, hang on a second, guys. I got a fart. Oh, there we go. Lots of beans. Lots of beans. Lots of beans. Beans are healthy. Beans, musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So I eat beans for every meal. Oh, it stinks. It's bad. It's bad. I don't even want to be in it right now. Well, hang on a second, guys. I didn't realize I didn't make sure my optics were clean. So I'm really happy with this. I'm really proud of this. And I'm really hoping that the fact that the prototype sold out. Yeah, holographic blue. Holographic would be what I would call it. I mean, there's no other real way. Ghost I'd call it a ghost blue. I mean, the boys call it a holographic. I don't like calling my finishes the same thing as them. Just like they have the Statue of Liberty finish. I call it patinaed copper. I mean, it looks real similar. I use a different voltage green on it. Speaking of which, I redid the bronze on this, so you get a lot more bronze coming through. You really can't see it, but here, let's see. There's a lot more bronze showing through now. Where there's pocket wear, especially on a pocket clip, you can see there's a lot more. So all I do is when this gets pocket wear, I just toss it in and then I redo the bronze. I just redo bronze every time, and so it gets more bronze each time. And so I'm not actually just refinishing the whole thing. I just, it gives it more highlight and more accent. So I'm thinking about doing this blue again, though. It's been blue once before. I don't know. This needs sharp. This got used for some. Hold the Sebenza up next to the Mordax real quick. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty similar in size when you look from point to point. They're about the same. About the same. You know what you could do? Blade HQ, even if things are completely sold out, maintains the placeholder with the specs of those knives. You could look us up and compare it size-wise and weight-wise. Blade shape? Yeah, this is it. I love this blade shape. I honestly have thought about getting this one hollowed like Ashton did his. I don't think I would do this. I don't think I would do this one. I like the OG Mordax the way it is. I would, if I was going to do it, I would get one of the aluminum button lock ones and get a hollow grind done on it. But I already have a Mordax, so I see no sense in purchasing a button lock Mordax. I understand there's guys that do it. No, I wouldn't do it myself. There's no hollow grind wheel. No hollow grind wheel for me to even use. I learned how to do, I learned how to do full flat grinds. I don't, for most of the knives I would make, hollow really wouldn't be an option. Like, this is thin enough. If you did this as hollow, you wouldn't have any knife left and you wouldn't be able to use it. It's already really acute at the tip. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I bent the tip on this. Why haven't I? Because I like the original OG. Like I said, if I was going to modify a Mordax, it would have been a button lock tie. I don't want to change that. I've thought about it, but I really don't want to change it. I'm going to warn you guys, this knife is not a knife that you're going to use like hard use and be stabbing it into things. I've already bent the tip on this because I was using it completely improperly. This is not, I'm warning you right now, because people are going to complain, I know already, oh, I broke the tip off the knife. Oh, yeah, you were prying on something with it. This is a utility style fixed blade. This is an everyday carry, not a hard use EDC, like stabbing it into stuff. September. We're looking at September. So yeah, but I've been carrying this. It is, and it's super thin, which is what I wanted. Well, super thin gives you a fairly acute tip. Now, I'm not saying it's like super thin. I don't think it's any thinner at the tip. I don't think it's any thinner at the tip than Elliot's Stinger. I'm just saying this is not something like this where you hammer it through a fucking car door or pound it through a piece of wood. This, yes. This, not a chance. I had somebody complaining. It's like, wow, look how short the blade is. Like, you always talk about blade to handle ratio. And I was like, yeah, but this was a specific purpose. This was designed with a specific purpose. This is, have you guys ever seen the little finger. So they had the sharp finger, old timer, sharp finger, and little finger. The little finger was a very short blade, big handle, very short blade for like skinning and stuff like that. That's kind of what I was going. It was really super comfortable because the handle was really big, the blade was really small. It was easy to control. That's where I was going with this. And this, everybody's like, "Oh, that finger choice you get." It's like, actually, I like this. This gets used a lot in a pinch grip for cutting around small things, and it gives you that spot where you can kind of just reach around it and touch your fingers together, and you can cut around stuff. I've used it especially like this for some fine detail cutting around things. I was cutting out a template. I used this to cut out a template. And so I was like, oh, that's perfect. It was a template for another knife. And so I put it down on the vinyl paper that I was wanting to put on it. So I cut the template out so I could stick it on and then have a spot to grind to. It was like a vinyl sticker template. So I was cutting around it. So I put it on the piece of metal, and I have an easier way to grind down because I'm designing a knife that I'm thinking about trying to get done. And if I do it, guys, it's going to be a US made product. And I'm going to talk to Justin again. And that's why, so if you look at the grind on this, every one of these, it's thin here and then it thickens. You're not really gonna be able to see it, but yeah, you can. You can see that this thickens at the tip, and it's intentional. It's not like everybody's like, "Oh, you didn't grind the tip evenly." I was like, "No, I did that on purpose." The tip, because I know what the people that I make this knife for do to knives, because most of those were going to military guys and things like that. I know what they do to knives. So yeah, this is coming really handy because you can get some really fine detail work in it. You can even get it like this and do fine that's how I was cutting out that template. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I want to get it done so that you can carry it on your so you're going full active duty. You can carry it on your first deployment to Iraq because you know it's going to happen. Guys, I got some of this stuff. I'm going to try and do a review of this. I just haven't had time. This is a Survivor cord. Yeah, where's your Mars knife, bro? This is military spec paracord. But it has fishing line. It has a utility wire and waterproof tinder all in it. And so I'm probably going to Matt's to do it because he has a fire pit and we could probably do it there. And he's got a much larger yard with much less flammable material in it. Would I consider it? Well, the full customs are. I'm not changing anything on, this is what I want it to be. This is what I want this knife to be. And if it doesn't suit your purpose, you might want to find a different knife. This is how I wanted them. I wanted them super thin. I wanted them to be something that you could use easily. If you go start making modifications to design, then it doesn't perform the way I want it to. This cuts so much better than the full customs because full customs, one, are thicker stock. They're ground thicker because most of the time I'm not taking it all the way back like this. Now I did take Alex's sea snake or stonefish all the way back. This is a full flat grind. There is no shoulder on the back. There's no flat spot. So this was designed to be just cutting horsepower. This thing cuts like a champ. If you can't cut through a piece of cardboard with this, it must be really thick because the only reason that you're not able to cut through it is because the blade's too short. The steel's great. The sheaths, the retention on the sheaths are really good. And if you get soft loops, it's so light you forget it's even there. So, and the soft loops, people may ask me where I got the soft loops. I've said it probably 100 times. It's on Amazon. I just got the soft loops on Amazon. They have soft loops. I think they're like $8 a set. So I got 3 sets. I got 3 sets because when that green knife comes back, I'm going to give it away, and one of those sets is going with it. I believe I'm giving away that prototype. I haven't decided yet. So Therapeutic Edge, what's up, buddy? It depends. Like this knife, a hollow is great. It really is. This knife will last forever as a hollow. You do have some different things, like this doesn't have some of the benefits of a full flat. I like a full flat most of the time, but sometimes hollows are good. Like especially, I'm doing good, man. Just trying to figure out when I can go back to work. Hollows are good on a knife. Okay, so let me explain this. On a knife that has enough acreage, enough distance, enough width to do a full flat, like on this one where you start here and then you come down super thin, already on thinner blade stock, a hollow wouldn't be great for this. On a knife where you've got, let's say, a dagger, where the blade might be fairly broad, but you're splitting it in half because you have two different edges. So to account for how thick that material is at the center and the distance that you have to transit from side to side, a hollow is better in a dagger, on a double-edged dagger, because it allows you to thin that material much quicker. And then you can have both piercing and cutting. Straight up, what's your favorite production knife? Hapatcha, I'll answer that one. On a knife like this, you don't need a hollow because it comes down straight from the spine, full flat, and you've managed to thin that. The further back you start your grind, the thinner you can get it behind the edge. A narrower knife, you may want to look at a hollow because you don't have that. And if like you try to get to the same point, it's going to be blunter because you really can't thin that because it's not wide enough. So a hollow is a really good option on that. You know, it goes knife to knife. I like it on this knife because it makes it so easy to, it makes this cut really well. And this has fairly thick blade stock. So the hollow on this is really good, along with the fact that as you sharpen this back, this knife will last forever because you're not going to have to adjust your edge angle because it is a hollow.
One of them stuck.
Just go. I can't do it. Just eat what you got. Gotta go, guys. My daughter missed the thing. You dropped it in on the side instead of putting it on the lip.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't moving.
No, hang on.
It kept breaking.
Hang on. So I gotta fix her Pop-Tart. Put them, from now on, use the toaster oven. Just lay them flat in the toaster oven. Production knife. Well, I'm trying to keep the kitchen from burning down because I got it stuck. I did a video about it. Favorite production knife ever. This one right here. Favorite production knife ever. Right there. The Rat Horizon D. And for most people, it's not going to matter. Most people aren't going to use their knives enough that they would need a hollow to extend the life of that. Straight razors, great. This, best production knife I've ever owned. Hands down, period. I don't care from what company. This is the best production knife I've ever owned. Did a video about it. That video still stands. I got to go. Talk to you guys later. I got to fix this before it burns.